Well, thank you for joining. We're going to go over VAX here just in a minute. I'll go ahead and share my screen with you. My name is Kathy Bray. I'm a director with the company. VAX, V-A-X, let me pick a new tab, is the booking engine I use 99% of the time for my travel bookings. I'm going to go ahead and mute the lines here so we don't have background noise. I like VAX because it's very flexible. I can do a lot in it. I can see and control. Hi, Samantha. Thanks for joining. I can see and control my commission, and I can do multi-destination trips in it. So this is the one I'm going to use the most. Hi, Samantha. I don't know if you heard me before, but I've muted your line. I'm going to go through this real quickly, and then I'll open it up for questions. So it's VAXVacationAccess.com, but you have to ask IntelliTravel for access first. So look for that. Let's see if the chat button is up. I'll just get in there real quick and see. When you log into IntelliTravel, down in your bottom right corner, this is okay. I don't know if I'm logged. I guess I'm logged in. I don't know how I ended up on packages. But oh, here, it's here, live chat. It's not there when they're really busy. So it's funny that I've been able to see it late in the day. Usually it's easier in the mornings. But just put this information in. Oh, it's in Spanish, and that. No, French. Oh, well, you can change that. But watch for that chat button. That's the quickest way to get your questions answered. So just ask them for access to VAX, V-A-X. They'll know what you're talking about. I would also go ahead and ask for access to Gate 1 Travel at the same time. Gate, G-A-T-E, the number 1, and Travel. That's a great company that has incredible prices, and they send a lot of emails out about deals. So those are nice to post on your Facebook page. I always use my snipping tool and snip out the name of the company. So I'm just putting the actual deal on Facebook, and then people will ask me if they're interested in booking that. But let's talk about VAX. So the way you get access, once you ask IntelliTravel, they'll send you an email, and they'll tell you to use your agency number, which is the same as the IATA and the ARC number, which is in your Welcome to the Agent Community email. And that number is 105-480-20, no dash. You'll use your PIN number from that welcome email as your username, and then they'll give you a temporary password. Sometimes those temporary passwords are temporary. They really will expire after 24 or 48 hours if you don't go in and change it to a permanent password. So if you get the email and you wait 4 or 5 days to do that, you may not be able to log in. You'll have to ask for access again. So be ready to do that when you get it. So we're going to log in here. It'll just take a second. Don't go up here and click here under reservations for hotels and things like that. I don't know why, but that doesn't work. So I want you to go ahead and go down into the booking engine here, and you'll see one of the reasons I like this so well is because it contains so many vendors. VAX is just a booking engine. It's not a vendor. So if you say I booked the trip in VAX, well, you did the booking maybe through VAX. You searched in VAX, but you had to use one of the specific vendors to actually book the trip. The vendors are FunJet Vacations, Southwest, Blue Sky, United American, a whole bunch of different ones, Apple Vacations. So they're all in this one booking engine. So when we use VAX, we're only going to book flight and hotel or hotel only, not flight only. Flight only is going to go through an air consolidator, such as Skybird, which is one word, Skybird, Fairbuzz, F-A-R-E-B-U-Z-Z, one word, and Centrav, CENTRAV.com. Those are our 3 air consolidators that we use. So book air only through those, but if it's air and hotel or just hotel, you can book in here. We're going to do a flight plus hotel from Houston to Cancun. And for Cancun, you have different options. You can search the whole Riviera Maya region. You can search just the hotels in Cancun proper. You can look in Cozumel via Cancun because they may fly into Cancun. And so we're going to choose the whole region. You can book up to 4 rooms in this one booking, up to 8 adults and children. If there are children, you're going to have to know their dates of birth because it matters what age they are at the time of departure. So make sure you get that information up front if there's children going. We're not going to have children on this trip. I'm going to run this out a bit so we have a lot of options. We'll say November, and we'll say 7 nights. You can put in the departure date or you can put in the number of nights, and it will put that in for you. and then click here on this search button. Now it's going to take a minute because it's building a package for me. It's giving me flights, and then it's giving me choices for the hotels. The flights they give me are probably going to be changed. You can change them, and you probably will. We want to make sure our client flies out as early as possible on their departure date and as late as possible, as comfortable for them on their return date, because we don't want them wasting 2 days for travel, right? And some people, this has given us, it has given us nonstop flights, which is, sometimes I get flights with a layover in Mexico City or even Charlotte, North Carolina. And when you're flying from Houston to Cancun, you don't need a layover. It's a quick trip. You could almost drive there as fast. So there's no point in having your client have a layover. So we're going to change these flights. And some people don't like to fly Spirit, some do, so just find out what their opinion is of those. But we'll change those in a minute. Meanwhile, I'm going to go down here in the hotel booking engine, and I normally will start out choosing beach and all-inclusive, at least. Sometimes adults only, sometimes family. You can see family is here, or spa, or wedding, or, you know, all of these different categories you could choose. I'm also always going to choose 4 and 5 star, especially if it's in the Caribbean. I have found that if it's below 4 star in the Caribbean, it's probably not going to be exactly what they're going to want. And this is not a Michelin star rating. This is closer to like a TripAdvisor rating. So I always choose 4 and 5. And then I go up and choose low to high right here. And it's going to give me the available hotels, resorts in the area. Let's say the client's budget is $2,500. Okay, so we need to look through here. First of all, these colored boxes mean something. The blue one means it's an online travel agency price match, instant online travel agency price match. So if your client finds the same thing online cheaper, and it's apples to apples exactly the same, it will instantly be matched and you'll get 10% commission. So that's a good thing. This one also includes an upgrade bonus. So if you book at this hotel, you get 2% increased commission and your client gets an upgraded room category. So that's good. There are also yellow boxes and green boxes, and I don't know if we'll have any showing here now, but pay attention to those. Another thing to pay attention to are things like honeymoon inclusions. If it's a honeymoon couple, they get something special, a bottle of champagne or sparkling wine, a fruit basket, hors d'oeuvres, you know, picture, all these different things. Some hotels offer that, some don't. And let's see, exchange privileges. It means they have maybe a sister resort nearby, and your clients can use both facilities at both resorts. And then some of them will do specials, like they offer credit, resort credit. I know there was one here the other day. This one has $600 resort credit. There's one that had $1,500, I think, $1,500 resort credit. But this gives them like a discount off the spa, maybe discount off golf and things like that. So we're going to just choose one. We're going to choose this one right here. So I just clicked on select. Now this is going to give me the option to change my flights, which I am going to do. And I'm going to wait till it comes up. Choose nonstop and morning. I want them to leave early. And so these are my options here. And it tells you if I choose this flight, it doesn't change the price at all. But that's on Spirit. Again, let's say they don't want to go on Spirit. Okay, we can choose United here. We can choose this flight, but it's going to add $391 to the price of the flight. So that's considerable, but if they really don't want to fly on Spirit, then, you know, we have to get other options for them. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that flight. That's the departing flight, and we'll choose their return flight. Again, nonstop, and this time I want them to leave in the afternoon. And so I usually like to get them out of there, you know, 4 or 5 or so they don't have to get out and rush early. So we can choose this return flight on United, and it doesn't add anything to the price. So that remains the same. Okay, now here's our package. But what it has given me is a Riviera Family King Junior Suite as the room. We may or may not want that. They may want a swim up suite or something. So we're going to click on the name of the hotel right here, and we're going to go and see what rooms are available during their stay. You can see pictures of the resort. You can go to their website if you want and see some, oh, that's nice, that family room there. It's got bunk beds along with the, that's nice. Okay, accommodations, click on that. Now this is going to show you all the rooms that are available during their stay. So there's select oceanfront. Select would mean that there's additional privileges available beyond the regular all-inclusive amenities. Read those all-inclusive amenities. Sometimes they really are not all-inclusive. Every time I do this training, I don't find what I'm looking for, because when I've gone and looked for clients before, I have found some that said, for instance, 3 dinners for a 7-night stay. Well, that's not all-inclusive. But read those and make sure that you really are giving them all-inclusive if that's what they want. There are exchange privileges here and honeymoon welcome gift. So maybe we don't need the family room, it's just a couple, but they do want oceanfront. So we can choose the oceanfront suite here for them, or room for them. It's going to add $470 to the price, but let's see, where are we right now? We're at $2,100, and we'll say their budget was $2,500. So we might, if they said they wanted oceanfront or ocean view, we might choose it and then let them know we could get a less expensive room if they need to drop the price. Right now, we're just slightly above their budget, but we'll give them that option. This package also includes, oh no, the final price. So we are just outside their budget, but again, we're going to give them that choice. It also includes transportation to and from the hotel. This resort is in Playa del Carmen, so about 45 minutes from the airport in Cancun. So they need that transportation, and that's included in this quote. We can remove that if they're going to rent a car. We can click on rental cars here. Now, there are more options than just Alamo, but VAX right here, this FunJet, is including only Alamo. So we can either choose a car from here, or we can book the car rental separately through our back office, and that would be a separate payment. It's kind of nice that everything we book for them in here is one payment. So if you do get a rental car for them, or maybe they're a honeymoon couple and they want private transportation, click on features and then choose, because this transportation that's included is going to be shared transportation. You can choose ground transportation, and I'll click off these others for now. And so you can see that you could get private transportation for them and add that to the cart. So if you change any of that, just remove this original transportation that's here so that you don't have double transportation. Another thing you can do in here is book some tours and excursions for them. And again, it's nice. We can do it in the activities partner in the back office, and we have a lot more options in there. But if you can do it through here, it's one payment for them. If you don't see what they want in here, or they want more options to look at, our activities partner in the back office has many, many, many more. So you can add these to the cart if you want. I mean, it could be an ATV and zip line. It could be a sailing and snorkeling trip. It could be a Mayan ruins trip, anything you want. And you can book that in here for them. So once you have it the way you think they want it, this gray box right here is where your current search is being held. This is what you've just built. So save it, and that way when you go out and you come back, you don't have to, number one, rebuild everything and remember everything. You will retrieve your saved itinerary. I'll show you where to do that. And as it brings it back for you, it's right up here at the top, retrieve saved itinerary. So as it brings it back for you, if you come back in a day later or something, it's going to update everything. So if those flights are no longer available, it's going to let you know that when it opens up. If these rooms are no longer available, it'll let you know that. So at least you know that the quote you're looking at is current. But before you send it to the client, I want you to click on Booking Administration right here. This is where you'll see your commission. This is good commission for this trip, $313. So I would not change that. But if I was booking, I've been told that United Vacations has pretty low commission, and I haven't booked with them, so I don't know. But let's say the commission was $100, and let's say we were still below their budget. You can increase the commission up to 30%, either by dollar amount or percentage, up to 30%. So I'll just do it here to show you, but I would not increase it in this case. And it increased the commission, which of course increases the total here. And again, I wouldn't have done it because we're outside their budget, number one. were above their budget already, and it was already a good commission. But so now at this point, I'm going to get my snipping tool from my computer. And if you don't know where that is, type into your little search bar down here for your computer snipping, and it's going to come up. I start right here above itinerary summary, and I snip out all the details like that. That doesn't tell them what vendor I'm using, but it gives them all the details they need, their flight information, their resort, their room, all their privileges, the total, the price per person, if it's maybe 2 adults that are going and splitting the cost. Everything they need is right here. And I'm usually communicating with them in Messenger or email, and I'll send it to them this way. But I tell them, look, this quote is not set in stone. Every part of it can be changed. I realize we're outside your budget, but I know you wanted an oceanfront room. We can get a less expensive room. We can find a different resort. We can play with this. This is just a jumping off point. So if you're also looking at quotes online, I just ask that you give me the option to meet or beat anything you find on there that you like. And usually they'll give you the courtesy to do that. And you can even let them know. When you book online, there's a commission built into the rate from the vendor. So whoever you book with online is getting paid that commission. So I'd appreciate you giving me the option to see if I can find the deal for you and support my small business rather than booking.com or whoever they're booking with. So I send that to them. Now, when they come back and want to make changes, you will retrieve your saved itinerary and everything will be here for you, and you can make those changes. If they say, okay, great, this is what I like this whole package, and it's okay that it's above the budget, we can afford it. So you're going to click on checkout here, and that's going to tell you how much their deposit is going to be and when the balance is due. And you will also be confirming the entire quote. So we're going to confirm the flights, make sure those are exactly what we want, make sure that room at the resort is what we want. If there's any cautions, excuse me, they're going to put that here. Spring breakers are not allowed apparently here. Minimum check-in age is 21. I don't know how they wouldn't know if you were a spring breaker just because you're 21 maybe. But this also says sometimes resorts will have a resort fee, and this one does have that. It's $1.10 US, 20 pesos, which is per room per night, and it has to be paid at the resort. It can't be included in this quote. So you need to let your clients know so when they get to the hotel and they're asked for a payment, they'll know what that's for. If they have anything else going on due to changing weather and ocean conditions, beach shapes and characteristics, maybe, okay. Because we chose November, that's still within hurricane season, so that's why they're putting that in there. Also let them know about the cancellation policy so they'll know they can cancel by this date to avoid any penalties. Then we're going to come on down here and confirm the rest of the trip. We're going to confirm whether they wanted a rental car or ground transportation. I generally will decline travel protection because, because I'm going to give them a travel insurance quote, which covers so much more than just trip protection. And we have that available in our back office. So we'll confirm everything else. As I've said in the new agent orientation, when you book, your email address is the one you need to put in for the contact email. That way the confirmation and anything else, any issues that come up, anything gets sent to you, not the client. You will forward the confirmation to your client, but you need to put your email address in here. Then you can put all of their information in if they have reward numbers or if they have the PSA number, no traveler number, all of that can be put in here. Now we come down here, and this gray box shows the deposit is generally due the day it's booked. That's $400 in this case. The final payment, which would be this amount minus the deposit once they pay that, is due on September 25th. And it doesn't matter how they pay it. They can break up the balance and pay it monthly. They can wait and pay it all at the end, however they want. Let's say there are 4 girls going on a girls trip together and they all want to pay separately. You can do that. You can do 4 separate credit cards. And I'll wait till that pops back up. And then you can also schedule an email to be sent to you on this date when their final payment is due. I would put that a couple of days before the final payment is due to remind you to make sure that that payment is made. And then, let's see, what else I need to tell you about this. That's pretty much it on the booking. Now, if you've gotten this and you've checked with FunJet, but you want to check a different vendor, you can click on search and you can just change the vendor. You can get Southwest flights within FunJet, but we also have FunJet vacations, and sometimes the price is better, sometimes the commission is better. It just depends. So you can check different vendors here, all within the same booking engine, and also save each one so that you can easily get back to it when you need to. Now, another thing you can do in this, let me go back to the first page, is multiple destinations. Let's say somebody wants to fly into Fort Lauderdale for their sister's wedding, and you click on the, oh, it's down here below the search button. I'm sorry, let me go back. All right. It's right below the search button, real small, it says multiple destinations. So you can click on that. So they're going to fly into, on this date, they're going to fly to Fort Lauderdale. They need a flight, but they don't need a hotel. They're going to stay with a family member. They do need a rental car. Then they're going to be there 3 nights. Then they're going to go to Cancun. They need a flight, hotel, not a rental car there. They don't need a rental car in Cancun. They're going to get the ground transportation. But then they're going to fly from there to Houston to visit their brother before they go home to New York. So you can add a destination. You can add a bunch of different destinations, and you can just build this package for them. And then their final flight back home. So that's very handy to have when people want to do those kind of trips. Another thing you can do in here are groups, which is usually 10 nights at a hotel. This tells you the vendors available in here who offer discounts for groups. I have used FunJet before. You'll send in this request form right here, which will be emailed to them, groups your way, and you'll tell them all the information. It asks you a bunch of different information here. And they usually will send you a promo code. So they'll say, when you book this group and you book each individual room, use this promo code, and it'll give them a discount based on the amount of their trip. So you just fill in all that information. So that is what you can do in VAX. It's a great booking engine to use. Does anybody have any questions about VAX? You'll have to unmute your line. You can hover over your screen and click on that little microphone and unmute. Any questions about VAX or any other vendor? I'll show you Gate 1 real quick. They have phenomenal prices. I would book some of these myself at the client rate and then get my commission back at the end because they're really good. They go everywhere, all over the world. And I'll just give you a glimpse of some of the prices.
Can I ask something about VAX again? Sorry.
Sure.
I didn't have a connection. When I tried to look at just hotel, it like some of the fields don't let me type anything, or if it says, if I just go to hotel, it says like from and to, and it doesn't let me type.
Well, here, it doesn't let you type here in the going to?
Yeah, it's just like, it just stays gray. And
you have the vendor and you have hotel only, and you've gone down here, right? Not up here?
Yeah. Maybe
you might try.
Maybe I did go through the reservation part.
Yeah, don't go up here. I don't know why that doesn't work the same, but just go on down here and do it. The other suggestion I would have is to maybe try a different browser. Chrome and Firefox are the two that usually work best. But yeah, it should be fine if you come on down here and do it.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure. So Gate 1 does both guided tours, unguided tours, and or they call escorted tours, independent vacations, which are unescorted. And look, this is $579 per person for air and land, 6 days in Dublin. 759 air and land, 6-day Irish Castle fly and drive. So it's your flights, and you get a rental car, and they have a like a voucher you can purchase for bed and breakfast in the country, bed and B&B hotels in the country and things like that. So these prices are just crazy, and they do flash sales all the time where they'll have, take $200 off or something. It's incredible. And I like that they send a lot of emails with these deals out, because those are great to put on your page, whether people book them or not. It gets a lot of discussion usually and engagement on your page. So any other questions real quick, and I'll go ahead and let you go. Anything I can help with regarding any bookings? All right. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can get my screen to stop sharing. And thank you for being here. I'm going to stop the recording now.